ready for this team as an entirety is going to be the big question mark here. And I'm liking the fact that they're sticking with this team comp we saw previous of Dire on the Bryn, because the Bryn, especially in the hands of Shira, looks so scary.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. But after watching what xJcoolJ and Thomas did a moment ago, I would not want to be
it now. We're going to be seeing Shira completely untouched in terms of damage, and the blue team are getting some more favorable trades to start the game out. Shira still no damage taken. We'll finally take a small bit here, but weapon out of the hands of Thomas is the first notable change, and a combo coming through the blue team as well as xJ is pushing to the red to follow his teammate.
All right, there we go. Yo.
Maybe, I think, having some more technical difficulties, but as the game is going on, we're still seeing xJ being the sole player on this second stock. Currently, the handoff out of the blue team as well is going to send Thomas packing. And xJ left alone, trying to avoid the pressure of the blue team. They're struggling to find their KO blows here. The axe out of Shira is racking up the damage in chunks, and the recovery is still not quite going to be enough. The blue team clinging to life, and Shira trying to go for a KO there with the axe, isn't able to land the right angle on the ground pound, but a valiant effort. The end will be more than enough, and the blue team looking dominant here in game one. Could be not long for this one. In fact, the red team entirely are getting eliminated as Heartbleat and Shira almost find a 6-stock
Really, the
victory.
culprit is my Discord. It is just going haywire.
Well, we have you back just in time for game 2, thankfully. You missed out on a very dominant victory out of Heartbleat and Shira to start with.
Oh, they dominated. That's actually a surprise to me.
Yeah, almost a 6-stock. They lost 1 stock for the entire game, but it was very commanding, the victory from them.
That is a very good look for them coming into this one. But now we got Zariel making big plays. A good read there with the GC side signature. Getting some good damage on to Thomas. Over on the side, xJcoolJ, nice. Stole him a little stock from the overextension of Heartbleat.
I'm beginning to believe that Thomas and xJ just are not a game 1 team, because in their previous set, they lost their first game to Blue and Cresu and then just dominated the rest of the set. And so far, this game is already way closer than last game.
You know what? You're right. That is exactly how that happened. You are correct. They got smacked out in that first game, and they really picked it up and showed who they truly were as the set went on. But evening it up right here. This is a good look for the blue team. Shira and Heartbleat got it tied up. Barely took any damage. Did Heartbleat, and now we got a little combo punish attempt came from Thomas, but wasn't able to stop it.
We're seeing Heartbleat be the most damaged player on the team right now. Shira once again maintaining good health here with this Bryn. The axe doing good damage here to the red team as well. Turning things around slowly is the blue team. Shira maintaining being in the yellow here. Gonna try and weapon toss to protect Heartbleat. In fact, gonna hit in the face of his own teammate, but still a good position for the blue team to be in here, looking for these KO moves. They did not struggle whatsoever with finding their KOs in the last game, which the red team did seem to have a bit more difficulty in doing, was finding those final hits. But now everyone on the field entering that red state of health, and a bit of team damage actually going to be enough to take out the second stock of Heartbleat from Shira.
Recovery barely clips. Oh yeah, the punish with the recovery after a clean dodge coming out from Thomas there. Thomas really hurt. Oh my goodness, Heartbleat is bleeding bad coming in here on this last stock. Ground pound almost good. Sayer will work out, and there it is. The dare is good. Tried to come out there and save, did Shira, but no good. Full combo, no, drops and loses that second stock.
I mean, that position, though, they have the room to go for something like that. They have that extra stock to play with, and Thomas especially was able to just go for something risky. But now the bread and butter going to come through the handoff into the NSIG, and the red team securing a game in their name, turning it back around. 3-0s, 3-3-0s and 2-3-1s. We're yet to get a game 5, which this set I think has the most potential for that.
I'm with that. I agree. And that makes sense too, right? Rightfully so. The sets get better as the tournament gets on because the hotter players are playing, right? But let's see. All right. Getting a start here, putting a lot of damage on to xJcoolJ, but the carry up into the skies, Shira almost lost that stock to cleanly playing Tjomse. Put back up into the skies again. Not allowing the ground touch is xJcoolJ, but could not prevent the second touch.
Yeah, another very scrappy opening to this game. No team with a really defined lead. That is going to be a big side siglet. Actually going to find the sweeping side siglet zone as well. D-Light into the side. Are going to get interrupted by Shira, who will survive that recovery as well. Both teams now very heavily damaged. Shira will be the first to fall. Can Heartbleat find an answer back? Yes, they can. And then Thomas is right there to answer back as well. But Heartbleat actually staying alive off that boots combo.
Very interesting. Sayer, still not enough to get Zariel. The chase down, and yes, nice little Tesca combo with those boots will do the job. And we have a small lead here from the red team, not huge. Yeah, we're trying to even it up here. I see. Yep, the dare is good. That was very, very well done.
Yeah, now xJ left alone and does take a small amount of punishment for being solo by the blue team. Is going to enter that orange early red. Although Shira also taking a decent chunk of damage here as well. The blue team's still overall more healthy. As Thomas now pushed over 100 damage as well. Looking to try and find this KO blow onto xJ soon. Although they are going to turn and put their attention towards Thomas temporarily. Recovery going to come through and xJ will fall now down to the final stock, and Heartbleat very healthy on this second.
Oh, recovery. Trying to get Thomas out of there, but Thomas moving pretty cleanly. Only issue is not really getting anything done. Finally is able to get the boots and tried to get a combo there with xJcoolJ, the recovery, but wasn't able to land. Now, I like it that xJ is not taking too much damage and Thomas is playing a little safer. They're trying to even it up, but very good ground pound there. Shira still holding on to that second stock, very close to losing it, and there it is. Now, if they can get this Heartbleat stock or do some really good damage before Shira comes back, all right, did exactly what they needed to do. That was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. One on the board. Oh no, the drop. I think Thomas was a little leery when he saw Heartbleat come back on the stage and didn't commit to extending that final portion of that combo. But either way, very well done.
No.
Shira in danger, makes it back. Heartbleat taking the damage for his teammate. Sayer securing that one. What a lockdown ending to this one. If we watch xJcoolJ and Thomas take this one, the lead was pretty heftily in the blue team's favor. Heartbleat all alone. Sayer, no resources, cannot make it back on the stage. xJcoolJ and Thomas taking away game number 3, putting them to the test, right? But to be able to stand strong and take the set lead, any tournament player knows going down 2-1 in a set and the other team being on set point is not a good feeling. So keeping themselves from having to deal with that, great look. But on the other side of the ball, you got Heartbleat and Shira. Can they maintain? Is their willpower strong enough to bring this back and get us a game number 5?
Oh, maybe not. As that recovery comes through. That we haven't actually seen in this set so far was that Boots Blaster's potential to just vaporize yourself off the top there very, very early. And now Shira forced to play from behind immediately. Heartbeat trying to make up the difference with these gauntlets, but it's a lot of difference to make up now as xJ still relatively healthy on this first stock. Both members of the red team not in a range where they could be easily KO'd.
That's huge. That's huge. All right. Evening it up a bit here. Out on the side, xJcoolJ makes it back. Nair does hit. How? What are you doing? Oh my. That's hilarious to me that he let that rip. Being as damaged as he was, he's like, you know what? I see an opportunity. I'm taking it. That was so good. Mike Tyson duffed him.
And now this game we're seeing a flip where the red team were the ones who had an early lead, and now Heartbleat and Shira are the ones taking it back as they've been able to equalize pretty efficiently. The side state going to come through, sweep Tjomse on the left side of the stage, and a small combo going to come through onto xJ as well. Blue team holding space very well. Combo attempted by the red team, but they aren't able to find that side air. Can the blue team capitalize and find the stocks in the right place? Tjomse is going to pull another handoff, doesn't find the recovery or a GC N-Sig. xJ in the sweat beads manages to just get over the top of that D-Sig. Tjomse trying to come back with a vengeance. Manages to catch with the neutral to save xJ's alive.
That was, man, that's skill. That is skill. Love to see a reaction like that. Oh no,
Very
the punish
brief
wasn't
moment.
there. I love the idea.
I think we're getting it. Zip, I think we're getting it.
Game 5. Oh,
Yup.
yeah. Oh, my. Yo, xJcoolJ was like, I ain't even doing this, man.
No patience pulling off. Like Heartbleat and Shira, they'll have a bit of a slump moment, and then they'll pull off like the handoff that we saw last game into that Bryn N-Sig, and then Tjomse and xJ, they'll find like a crazy interaction with the Boots Blasters. It's such a treat to watch this, and so far, getting into this final game, no changes to Legends, no change to stage. It's all about the adaptation in this set so far, and the blue team taking a small damage lead to start things off.
Yeah, more of the same. They've kind of been starting each game like this. Nice neutral light there. Bryn is just putting out chunks of damage, and they just keep getting caught in situations they don't want to be in. All right. Nice weapon toss. Try to go for the sig. No good. All right. Unarmed. Fighting back over there, but Tjomse can't find a weapon. He's being starved right now. Finally gets the weapon. I thought Shira was going to protect on that, but no good. xJcoolJ in danger. Both on the side. What do we got? Ground pound attempts? No. Tried to go for the sigs for coverage, but snuck his way through. xJcoolJ side signature. We got a nice KO. Couldn't interrupt in time. Tjomse did let his teammate fall. Then he fell to the recovery of Heartbleat. Heartbleat on the stage, holding it down for the blue team.
Yeah, the question now is going to be, can the red team equalize up these stocks, get this first stock off of Heartbleat as soon as possible, with the blue team not holding back in terms of trying to get this damage racked up. This axe of Shira just chunking down the red team so far, and Heartbleat staying in the fray despite being that high damage, doesn't want to risk playing too safe and letting Shira get that damage built up, getting that disjointed stocks and damage there. Heartbleat disarmed off the side of the stage. The red team try and find something, could be in trouble, but manages to avoid it. At the top of the sky, Tjomse finds the side air, and our handoff sends Shira to the left side of the stage, and we are seeing a bit of a disjoint here as Heartbleat returns to the stage fresh on this second stock, and Shira very damaged here on their own second, but sides are going to come through. The red team both relatively damaged here.
Very, very damaged, especially Tjomse. Tjomse low on the side. Okay, allowed the side air to get back on the stage, but the punish is there. Neutral signature coming out from Shira. Gonna get that stock out of there. All right, xJcoolJ taking the beats, trying to get on the stage. Very good play to stop Heartbleat's coverage.
And Heartbleat choosing to actually play a bit of an aggressive situation in the 1v team, knows that they have the option to try and get xJcoolJ out, doesn't want to try and play too safe. But xJcoolJ, we've seen how well this player can move with this Diana in hand.
Bro, he's very, very clean.
Ooh, okay, recovery is going to come through, and now we're seeing even stocks besides Heartbleat, who once again is clinging on. But Shira has taken pretty much equal damage to Tjomse. The advantage is absolutely in the favor of the blue team, but if Shira falls too early, it's Heartbleat in a 1 versus 2.
Very well done. They get that stop. Okay, this is a very close game, if not perfectly tied. We see Shira, the most damage on the board, staying alive. Heartbleat trying to protect his teammate. A little bit of scrapping on that left side. Tjomse finds a recovery.
Ooh. Shira is very damaged on this final stock. 180 damage on this Bryn. Heartbleat has to be the front seat here. And Tjomse in a very similar position, but now xJ taking chunks of damage from this blow. Heartbleat flowing a little bit here, finding hit after hit. Recovery as well. xJ will not fall. Shira sitting back, letting Heartbleat get these engages and getting unanswered hit after hit. The red team can't find a strike back against the blue team, and the D-Sig might be enough.
That was huge. That might have been the clutch play of the game, and another one just to seal the deal and Shira and Heartbleat surprising myself as they move by xJcoolJ and Thomas.